Welcome to High Five Wrestling.
Oh, whatever.
I am the Cavalier of the YWC, the man who told you so, DW.
I'm the man that picked him second, and the heel of the YWC, Chicago Ted.
We'll get to that. So, the first match, triple threat.
Well, what are we doing? This is the 2012 Royal Rumble review. We just got around to watching it.
Yep, it was the 25th anniversary.
It was. I haven't been counting. All right, we start off with the triple threat world title match between Mark Henry, Daniel D-Bag Bryan, and Big Show inside a steel cage.
Yeah, and so it was kind of a big match. It actually was kind of nice to see Mark Henry and Big Show continue their feud, and it actually kind of made sense to have this match. So, what do you think of the match overall?
I thought it was an alright match. It was finally nice to see Daniel Bryan actually win a match.
Yeah.
Clean.
Yeah, it was weird to see him actually win clean, and it showed that he's a good, in-ring talent.
Yeah, I'll believe it when I see more. But it kind of looked like Mark Henry had been injured,
and the way he
was limping around near the end, and the Big Show just looked kind of awkward, stumbling around the ring with him.
And Daniel Bryan, it seemed weird, like the flow of it, just because Daniel Bryan's been booked so crappy lately, and so it kind of seemed
when he won, I was legitimately shocked.
It didn't seem believable, but it continues Daniel Bryan, make him a little more credible. So
putting a title match as your first match at a pay-per-view,
especially since the next match was
an 8 diva tag match with. All right, I'm gonna try to name this off the top of my head. Beth Phoenix, Natalya, and the Bella Twins versus Alicia Fox, Tamina, Kelly, and who's the 8th? Come on. It doesn't matter because Eve Torres,
yep.
And it doesn't matter because it was a Divas match.
Yeah, but hey, which is weird. It's like the best Divas match in the past. Like, I don't even know how long
it was an 8-minute. I mean, where has Beth Phoenix been for a month? Did she adopt Karma's baby?
CM Punk and her broke up, man. That's what happens.
I guess she had to go eat ice cream or something. I don't know.
So that's whatever they do. I don't know either. But a lot of them looks pretty good in the ring. That's really what the main focal point of this match was. The Bella Twins, Shucky Ducky Quack.
There was I don't even know what that means. There was no need for a stopwatch here because it actually lasted the length of a normal match.
Yeah, about 5 minutes, and that's.
But you could just hear the crowd's excitement when the Divas came out. It was so silent.
Yeah, you could hear the pin drop. But overall, I think for a Divas match, it was really, really pretty good.
See, but that's where you get the hang up at for a Divas match.
But at the same time, why was that ahead of the card past the world title match?
Probably because the world title match was awkward and they didn't know if Mark Henry was going to be in it or not, I guess.
Yeah. So,
I mean, it was a Divas match. I didn't care. I pulled out my iPod and I started messing around on it.
Yeah. So.
Whatever.
Yeah.
We're going to move on. Kane versus Cena. It finally happened.
Yeah, I didn't think it was going to happen. I thought they would postpone it again.
I thought Kane would just attack Zack Ryder in that weird-looking under-construction dressing room that he was in. It looked like one of those mall construction sites when it's like, we're building something here.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't even know what happened to Zack Ryder. I wasn't paying attention. By the end of it, I mean, like, I was like, well, I'm going to drink some water, and I kind of quit paying attention because it was just, acting was just too much.
Then I will take over from here. The match ended in a double countout, which is all you could hope for, because in the first match, you can't decide a winner. They did continue the brawl outside where Kane attacked Cena with chairs. Hooray, glimpse of hardcore. Then Kane kicked in Ryder's door, and Ryder attempted to kick in Kane's shins. And then Kane looked like an orderly rolling around a mental health patient rolling around Ryder while two people were just like, I'm not touching that.
Yeah, I remember that part.
Then he took Ryder to the ring and gave him a Tombstone Piledriver. So next time you ask us, when's the last time you saw Tombstone Piledriver? It was the 2012 Royal Rumble
against Zack Ryder. Again.
Well, I can tell you that this was one of my favorite matches of the night because we got to see Zack Ryder re-injured. Let's high five to that. Come on. Let's high five.
Fair enough. Yeah. So what I saw from it, I did see the match, but I was kind of just uninterested.
And
after
we
the
also
match.
saw Kane chokeslam John Cena.
Yeah, with the Indian, I mean, you don't want to make Kane look weak. You don't want to make Cena look weak going into WrestleMania.
Kane looked pretty good. I honestly thought Kane looked pretty good in the ring.
Yeah, and Kane's just not coming back. It's gonna, why would you have Kane lose already? So I guess that's about as good as you can do.
Yeah.
But the next match was a little bit of a wasn't the best.
It was what it was.
It was
Brodus Clay versus Drew McIntyre.
The 1-star match of the night.
Did someone say Brodus Clay? They did.
Yeah, versus Drew McIntyre.
Why don't you take this, Brodus Clay expert? I'm going to drink some water.
I didn't really. I don't know. Drew McIntyre, the chosen one. I expected I didn't expect a good match from Brodus Clay because it's just a squash match. But at the same time, it's really disappointing to see.
Even more disappointing than seeing Alex Riley job to him the worst anybody has so far.
Equally. But
so are you saying that you're finally getting tired of the Brodus Clay gimmick? How he just comes out and dances for longer than his matches actually last?
I'm getting tired of squash matches. I'm not getting tired of I think he's funny to watch, but it's like let's see instead of having the diva length match, let's see a 5-minute match where it shows how his size and why he's dominant, as opposed to just being he jumped on him. He's really fat.
What's up with Michael Cole actually liking him?
I don't know. I was wondering about that today. And so
it's like Michael Cole absolutely loves Brodus Clay, and he hates most predominant faces.
Yeah, it's WWE trying to shove him down our throats. That's what it is.
Would you call it the John Cena effect?
Yes, it's the same reason why he loves John Cena and Randy Orton.
Mm-hmm. So you heard it here first. Brodus Clay is finally getting old to you. Started out old to me. Make him be serious or get him off my television.
Yeah, I agree.
Brodus Clay, enjoy the card.
Yeah, and I would say the next match was the match of the night.
CM Punk versus Dolph Ziggler. I agree, match of the night.
For the WWE Championship.
This match made me realize how well of a champion Dolph Ziggler will be someday.
Yeah, and how great of a champion CM Punk is now.
How this is going to be a good feud. I honestly thought that it was going to be a one-sided, he attacks from behind, but CM Punk's going to prevail overall in a short Alberto Del Rio style match feud. But I think this one's going to be a really good feud for 2012.
Yeah, I think Dolph Ziggler. I don't know. I don't like how he got basically 4 pinfalls over Dolph Ziggler, or 3 pinfalls and 1 tap out or submission. So it's kind of like made Dolph Ziggler look a little weak. But at the same time, you want CM Punk to look strong, and you don't want him to even show a sign of losing, especially given the fact that he's going to go into some feud at WrestleMania, probably with the title, whether that be Chris Jericho or
I say that even though he got 4 pinfalls over Dolph Ziggler, the fact that Dolph would always counter back without cheating, without having to go dirty, he could have won that title clean, and I would have been happy, which is something I never thought I would say about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, and it makes me wonder, why is he still with Vicky at this point?
I don't know.
I think he's generating enough energy, enough heat, that he can do it by himself.
Hopefully Vicky gets dropped on Jack Swagger, who really needs the help here soon.
Yeah, because he needs a mouthpiece. Because he just is awful on the mic. But
CM Punk wins after 5 pinfalls, and John Laurinaitis stays impartial, true to his word.
Yeah.
Now we'll see what Triple H thinks on Raw tomorrow.
Yeah, so
definitely match of the night.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think it. I'm not really looking forward to seeing John Laurinaitis on Raw get evaluated, but I'm looking forward to seeing Triple H. So we'll see what happens. And
well, little Raw preview. What do you think? Do you think he will be fired or his job will be saved?
It's hard to tell.
Because the last time I remember anybody getting evaluated on Raw, Vince McMahon threw Eric Bischoff in a dumpster or a trash garbage can or something.
I don't know. Part of me could see Triple H being a heel and maybe doing another program with CM Punk, since he didn't let Punk go over him clean last time. What do you think? I could see a Triple H CM Punk feud.
I'm torn
Throw
because
Dolph Ziggler somewhere in there.
Now that John Laurinaitis has been shown that he can gather heel heat, I'd like to see him stick around. But the fact that he didn't interfere in this matchup means that he's trying to head back to neutrality, and I don't want a neutral Raw GM. Vince wouldn't have been such an enigma if he was a neutral Raw general manager.
Definitely. Yeah,
I think chairman of the board.
Yeah, I think Laurinaitis is definitely riding the fence way too much. And, it's kind of like, man, just be a heel or be a face.
Well, I mean, if you're interim, you're riding the fence, get off my show. We need to have a legitimate heel GM or a legitimate face GM.
Yeah, and at the same time, they've been teasing a little bit of Laurinaitis becoming full-time, so you never know, that could be a potential.
Well, the one time that he said
Triple H could
interim
happen.
becoming permanent, they cut it out of when they showed it on SmackDown. They cut that out of the promo. They just called him the interim again. I personally would like to see him gone, or I want to see him finally turn full heel.
Yeah. Well, we'll find out. Well, hopefully we'll find something out. So that brings us to the Royal Rumble match, the 25th anniversary.
I gotta say, this is the first time I've ever actually watched a Royal Rumble match.
Live, or
no, in general. Like I've seen clips, but I've never actually watched a Royal Rumble match before.
Mm-hmm.
Is it normal for so many random legends and people to make appearances?
I mean, yeah, there's always, not always, but it seemingly always a surprise, a surprise or two, which is, something you kind of look forward to in the Rumble, which I was really expecting to see Rey Mysterio or even The Undertaker. I don't know. Maybe that's just a,
knee-jerk reaction.
Yeah, so.
But I mean, just going down the list of what I remember, Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Oh, gosh, I forgot about him.
David Otunga.
Well, I mean, he is.
Road Dogg.
Michael Cole.
Booker T. The King.
Ugh.
I mean, just we're going down the line, and it's like you have a roster full of superstars. Ricardo Rodriguez. I mean, that was honestly funny to me.
Yeah.
When that Junker came out, I was like, wait a minute, that's Ricardo Rodriguez. Yeah. I can't wait to see what happens.
No, I thought
the only legitimate person that should have been there was Mick Foley.
Man, at that, he's in terrible shape. It's like
Alex Riley jobbed again to The Miz, who actually was surprisingly in there a long time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand why Alex Riley beat The Miz I think it was Money in the Bank, right after he was the WWE champion. Alex Riley came up and was one of the best rising stars, and now he jobs to Brodus Clay, and then he's the first eliminated without even lasting 90 seconds.
Yeah, well, I need to say my piece here. The Royal Rumble winner I picked was Wade Barrett. Mm-hmm. What the hell happened?
Oh, I don't know.
Randy Orton came out and did a move on him, did a couple moves on Miz and Cody Rhodes, and then just threw him out like he was nothing.
Yeah, I mean,
what happened to the Barrett Barrage?
Yeah, he may have got one RKO, but it'd be one thing if he would have lasted in, I would say, the top 4, top 5 or something, but he just went out that.
Yeah, I mean,
Randy Orton just threw him out like he was nothing.
I mean, all the Barrett Barrage and the talk and the he was built to be a great. I mean, SmackDown needs a great champion. Daniel Bryan is not a great champion.
Yeah,
and he was built to be just he's gonna win the. I personally thought he was gonna win the Rumble and go to WrestleMania and to just be thrown out. I mean, he was always referred to as Barrett Barrage, and then just thrown out like he was nothing.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
Agreed.
I mean, that was just blatant abuse. And he might get the title at Elimination Chamber, but that's still not going to excuse how badly he was treated at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, actually, part of me, this sounds weird, because I really am not a fan of Randy Orton. I was kind of hoping to see Wade Barrett win the Rumble and have Randy Orton win at Elimination Chamber, and then have those two feud over the championship.
You don't have to be a Randy Orton fan to like that, because they're having a good feud.
And that makes sense, and that'd be over the title. It's a feud that people care about, so it'd be something to really watch. But that was your pick. My pick was the Great White, Sheamus.
Yeah,
the Celtic Warrior.
And I mean, I'm really mad at myself for picking. I picked Wade Barrett because he had a better feud going on, and you picked Sheamus out of clarity, I guess. What made you pick Sheamus?
I picked him a month and a half ago, I would say, or
and
maybe 2 months. And
you just didn't want to ditch your pick.
Well, yeah, part of me was like, okay, well, the final two, to no one's surprise probably, is Chris Jericho and the Great White Sheamus.
Well, the final 4 was Big Show.
Yeah.
Well, what did Big Show? What business did Big Show have getting the last entrance?
Yeah, I didn't expect to see Big Show, and it's not like a
last entrant. Big Show.
Yeah, well,
Big Show.
It could have been Orton or it could have been Jericho, and that would have been okay for me. But I don't mind Big Show being in the Rumble, but why was he number 30? I wasn't expecting to see him. He just lost. Why not? Why wasn't Mark Henry in the Rumble?
Because he was injured.
Whatever, dude. That's so stupid.
Well, why not? I mean, I personally thought number 30 would be Shane McMahon.
Yeah, but John Cena and Kane weren't injured. They weren't in the Rumble.
I guess, but
Michael Cole was.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, why couldn't Shane McMahon have gone in? I know he was probably busy with his own personal life or whatever.
Yeah,
but
part of me was expecting to see Triple H since we're going to see him on Monday Night Raw. But
well, we just have to high five over something. Goldberg wasn't in it.
yeah, that was definitely not gonna happen. So
All right.
yeah, so I picked my guy. It was totally random. It was kind of whenever Sheamus started getting a push again,
Yeah.
and I don't know. He was being booked continuously. He was just kind of being shown and
Just think. Our 2012 Royal Rumble winner lost to Hornswoggle in an over-the-top rope challenge on the Christmas SmackDown.
I forgot about that.
By association, Hornswoggle.
I blocked that out of my memory by now.
By association, Hornswoggle is ranked above the Royal Rumble champion in terms of over-the-rope matches.
Wasn't Hornswoggle supposed to be in this Rumble?
If you would be, you'd be looking at Hornswoggle going to WrestleMania.
Oh my god!
I think you would have ended your life.
So
dude.
okay, so before we end this video,
Don't you want to brag a little bit more? You picked Sheamus as the winner.
I told you so.
Sheamus and Jericho had a good back and forth.
Yeah.
I think we can let this one run long. If people don't want to watch it, people don't want to watch it. Jericho and Sheamus had a really good back and forth.
Yeah, but what I wanted to ask you is, what is Sheamus going to do now? He won the Royal Rumble. What is going to happen? He's a face. Who is the face going to face? What I want to know.
Well, since Daniel Bryan's turning heel, but I don't expect them to keep Daniel Bryan as the champion all the way to April.
Yeah, but
he has no business being the
Man,
champion.
you want to see Daniel Bryan versus Sheamus? I mean, you have The
Do you
Rock.
want to see CM Punk versus Sheamus?
No, because they're both faces. I mean,
Someone's got to lose the title.
yeah, I agree.
I would like to see Wade Barrett Sheamus at WrestleMania for the title.
That's a good.
Give Wade Barrett the
I like
title
that.
and let him hold it for
That
2
Elimination
months.
Chamber?
Yes. Give Wade Barrett the title. Right the injustice that happened at the Royal Rumble, and give him that title.
I like that.
Hmm.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, made you think.
So you think that Wade Barrett would win at the Elimination Chamber with Randy Orton in it, Mark Henry in it, Big Show in it,
Daniel Bryan,
yeah,
and Hornswoggle.
yeah. Okay, well, I like that because at this point I was thinking, okay, well, part of me wants Sheamus to win so I can say I told you so like a million times because I'm gonna do it. But then the other part of me was like, well, okay, Jericho makes sense. But then I thought, okay, well, when it finally got to the final two, I was like, it's not going to be Chris Jericho because that's too predictable. Everyone knows about CM Punk versus Chris Jericho.
Well, picking Sheamus with these two champions is like picking up a puzzle piece in a 1,000-piece puzzle of a clear blue sky. You're not going to find it easily.
Yeah.
I say that Wade Barrett and Sheamus will fight for the title at WrestleMania. I would love to see that.
That'd be a great feud.
What do you think?
I completely agree. I didn't even think about that, but yeah, you definitely need a great, really good heel on SmackDown, and even if they turned Orton heel, because Orton does his best work as a heel.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, he's just a great guy to get people over. But Sheamus is already over, so why not have two rising stars? But the question is who would you have go over at WrestleMania? Would it be Wade Barrett? Would it be Sheamus?
I would have Wade Barrett go over. Continue the Barrett barrage.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's definitely been derailed, and they should continue it. But
it hasn't really been derailed too bad. I mean, I am angered that he just got tossed like a garbage bag over the top ropes. But
and they could have tossed over Jack Swagger. They could have tossed over Otunga.
David Otunga, yeah.
I thought they made a mistake for a second. Like I was like, what? Yeah, I thought
when I saw him fly over, I was like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I would have Wade Barrett go over and hold the title for a couple months, and then he could lose it to Sheamus at SummerSlam for all I care. But I would like to see Wade Barrett win at WrestleMania over Sheamus.
Yeah, actually, that's a really good idea. I mean, I could definitely see Wade Barrett, retaining at WrestleMania. That would mean a lot because Sheamus is a guy that is really over, and people actually care about him, and he's a dominant face.
He'd be one of the biggest heels. And in one of the most American cities in Miami, the British guy would win, dude, and wave his English flag in the ring as he stood over the Great White Sheamus. Which, I mean, neither of them are American, but
yeah, and have CM Punk maybe versus Jericho. That'd be a really big draw.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Yeah, and then have Sheamus and Barrett, and those are two guys that are seriously the future of the company.
Just think. WrestleMania fades to black as Barrett flies the British flag in the ring, making Miami cascade of boos on him.
Nah, dude, I really like that.
Yeah.
But the thing is you got to know.
Hire me, WWE. I book a lot better than you do.
And Undertaker versus whoever, hopefully hopefully
It'll be
it's not
Undertaker
Kane.
versus
Please don't say
Raven.
Kane. I think I'd rather see that than Kane or Triple H at this point because I've seen it way too many
Undertaker
times.
versus Al Snow's mannequin head.
But so it'll be a monumental year, but it's gonna be John Cena and The Rock closing or Undertaker closing. There's no way they're gonna book that.
Yeah, but could you imagine? I mean, I personally
It'd be
think that would
great.
be the best ending. Even, I mean, because John Cena, Rock is going to end in a double count out where both men can't deliver to the feet. Then they're going to shake hands, and Rock is going to rock bottom John Cena and celebrate like he won. And the crowd's going to eat it up, dude. And
Yeah.
you and I are going to be standing there going, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's gonna knock him.
No matter what happens, John Cena versus The Rock is going to end like this.
All right. So in conclusion, what would you give this Rumble? Any final thoughts? Just
I would give this Rumble a 6. They made the Divas look. I mean, 2 pros where they make the Divas look good, and they changed my mind on Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah.
I hated Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah.
But now, I wouldn't throw too big of a fuss if he actually became champion really soon. But I mean, you disrespected Wade Barrett, and the triple threat world title match was just awkward.
Yeah.
So I would give it a 6. I'm
Yeah.
glad you paid for it, not me.
Yeah, thanks a lot for that. Well, okay, I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. Also, there was the triple threat was a little bit underwhelming. I think it continued that feud, and it's nice to see Daniel Bryan win. It didn't seem believable, but he won, and it was an overall okay
Finally
match.
won, so.
It didn't last too long, thankfully. It didn't last like even over 10 minutes, which is fine with me. But the Eight Divas tag match was actually really good. The Kane versus Cena match I didn't really care about. I'm just
We
really.
got to see Zack Ryder get hurt. Come on.
I like Zack Ryder, and I'm just hoping Cena gets like.
He'll get heel heat eventually. Don't
Hopefully,
worry about
well,
it.
he's already getting heel heat. Hopefully,
I mean, he will turn heel eventually. Don't you worry about it.
I hope so.
He can't do it before WrestleMania, though.
We'll see. So Brodus Clay versus Drew McIntyre. That was a stupid match. A waste of paper. I guess it was just filler. That's the only thing I can think of. CM Punk versus Dolph Ziggler was really good back and forth.
So you're naming off all the matches? Okay.
Yeah, I'm just going.
Just making sure. I
didn't have any. I didn't have any complaints. I thought it was a really good match. Those are 2 of my favorite guys in there. And the Royal Rumble I thought was an okay match. I didn't like any of the guest appearances. I think Rey Mysterio would have been great as a number 30 guy, and had put Wade
He
Barrett.
sure didn't help us out in Joe the Show's video. Thanks a lot, Rey Mysterio.
Yeah. But hey, we saw Karma return.
Cool. I mean, I didn't see her before because I didn't start watching wrestling again before that.
Well, hey, maybe since this Divas tag match was pretty good and Karma's back, maybe we're
Look,
going
if
to
Karma
see
beats Beth
more of
Phoenix,
an emphasis.
I mean, Beth Phoenix has been gone for a month, dude, because CM Punk broke up with her.
Yeah, but
and the title's been on hiatus.
yeah, but at this point, it's almost like all the Divas have to be faces because she's just so dominant. And there were definitely some highlights of this Rumble, like Karma coming back, like my pick Sheamus winning. I told you so. The Kofi Kingston spot was tremendous.
We're going to be seeing that for years to come.
It was like the John Morrison spot last year, where it was he jumped on the guardrail. This was he did a handstand
and walked halfway.
Yeah, he walked to the steps and then jumped on the steps. That was pretty cool.
That was cool.
It was very impressive. It was definitely an
That's
athletic
the last
move.
thing Kofi Kingston will ever do.
Yeah, so so we get to see Sheamus go to WrestleMania and headline. Well, actually not headline probably, but he'll be in the title
Doesn't that
match.
suck? The one time you win, you're not even gonna get to headline because The Rock and John Cena are taking.
Yeah,
over.
I mean that's just cast that shadow. You can't live up to that. I mean, you got 2 of the biggest names.
Like I said, man,
Or at
best
least
ending
one.
ever would be Wade Barrett getting cascaded of boos just rained down upon him while he flew the British flag holding that world title retaining.
I would love to see that. So, tell us what you guys thought.
Comment, rate, subscribe. I'm stealing your thunder.
Okay, so
We ran this long.
yeah, but we appreciate you guys watching. So we've been High Five Wrestling.
We'll high five you later.